May 1 is Labor Day in the Philippines. Araw ng Manggagawa. Hi, I'm Christine, and I've been teaching the Filipino language to foreigners for more than 10 years now. Welcome to my channel, Learn to Speak Filipino for Tourists and Expats. May 1 is the celebration of laborers or workers in the Philippines. In Filipino, May 1 is called Araw ng Manggagawa. Araw is the sun in the Philippines, and it is also the word for day. Manggagawa is laborer or worker. So any person who works, we classify under manggagawa. Let us first understand where the word manggagawa came from. Manggagawa came from the word gawa, the root word gawa, which means to do, to make, or create. So we added mang and then repeated the first syllable. Then we have the word manggagawa. Manggagawa then is the noun form or the name of the person who does something. Okay? So generally, manggagawa is laborer. So araw ng manggagawa is Labor Day. Now, the Filipino language evolved from the different languages like Spanish and English when it comes to giving the names of the different kinds of workers or occupations and what they do. So first, we have some examples coming from the word already manggagawa. Okay? We have some examples of Filipino words that did not come from Spanish or English. So the name of the occupation, for example, farmer. We call farmer in Filipino magsasaka. Magsasaka is farmer. So, we also call mangingisda. So, mangingisda is fisherfolk, or for others, fishermen. So, mangingisda is fisherfolk. We also call guro teacher. So, guro in Filipino means teacher. Now, the occupations and their names for that matter also evolved with the influence of Spanish and English. So, for example, there are words for occupations in English or in Spanish that we adopted using the Filipino sounds, or they call the Tagalog pronunciation. So for example, doctor. So from doctor in Spanish or in English, we say doctor and then spell it instead of the letter C in English, we spell it with the letter K for Filipino. So we say doctor with the letter K. Even guro in Filipino, okay, we adopted from English teacher. Okay? So we put in the Filipino or Tagalog sound, so it become teacher. So instead of spelling it with T-E-A-C-H-E-R, teacher in English, we spell it in the way we pronounce it, teacher. So we have T-I-T-S-E-R, teacher. So from the Filipino pronunciation, okay, the spelling then became different from the English word. So other words for occupations like engineer, ingeniero, we adopted it from the Spanish, ingeniero. We also call engineers ingeniero. For example, dentist, we call them dentista. Okay, so those vendors, so there's we call them tindero or tindera. The influence of Spanish ending in O for masculine nouns and ending in A for feminine nouns could also be seen in the way we call tindero, which is a male vendor, and tindera, which is female vendor. So the same way with doctor, we can say doctor without the A or the O that comes after, but doctor is masculine for a male doctor, while doctora adding an A makes it a female doctor. So other occupations in English which do not really have or which could not really be translated in Filipino, okay, because the occupation has a degree of technicality in it. So, for example, computer analyst or information technology. These are words that already are accepted as occupations or fields in Filipino because the English language is accepted because there's no more translation in Filipino for it to give the right context or meaning to what that occupation or that field is all about. So as we celebrate Araw ng Manggagawa, Labor Day in the Philippines, we also give tribute to those who have always been working very hard, especially supporting us, especially during lockdowns and quarantines. Those whom we call rider, who are actually motorcycle drivers. Okay, so again, the influence of a different language like Spanish or English, but spelled in the way we pronounce it in Filipino. So we say driver or we say chofer. Okay? So driver and chauffeur. Then we spell it in Filipino, chofer, T-S-U-P-E-R, or driver. So D-R-A-Y-B-E-R. So pronounced in the Filipino sound, or you say Tagalog phonetics, and then but comes from the English or another language, the name of the occupation. So we give tribute to, now we call them rider, but they actually are motorcycle drivers who have always been patiently delivering food and necessities, most especially during the lockdown or quarantine period during this pandemic. So, Araw ng Manggagawa is also for um, medical frontliners, okay? Those who are working in the hospital, we call them nurse for nurse, okay? Doctor, doctora or doctor. And all those who are in the medical profession have always been taking care of those who are sick for the past 2 years. We also remember our OFWs, the Filipinos scattered all over the world, having different kinds of jobs or occupations in order to support their families here in the Philippines. So May 1 is Labor Day in the Philippines, Araw ng Manggagawa, and this is a holiday in the Philippines as we pay tribute to those Filipinos who have always been part of the labor force. Thank you for watching.